Hey, kiddos! I'm glad we're back. Last class, we had a little chance to get more into the rhythm and percussion, and we did a little jam. I don't know if you guys remember. Um, and it was with a little box. We call it the DJ toy. And it was fun. It was fun. I had a really good time. I hope you guys did too. This time around, I wanted to go a little bit more into the harmony, accompaniment, and the lead and the melody of music, which allows us to identify a song, right? So the beautiful thing about this instrument is that allows you to do both. So one guitar player could be doing something like a combination of notes, a combination of chords, while the other one could be doing a little melody. And the combination of both is wonderful. I have a little help right here, and we have right here our good buddy, Banana Bob. What's up, Banana Bob? And what's cool about this pedal that I'm going to press right here is that it's like I have a friend right here that's playing with me. So I'm just gonna press something real quick, and I'm gonna do the little rhythm. And that way I can start jamming with that. And so on and so forth. That's a good way to structure music. So one of them will be doing chords, which is two or more notes together. So this is one note, but when you add another note, it becomes a chord. Because the combination, combined together, it allows music to be beautifully arranged and it have a structure and have a combination of tones that allows us to be like, oh, that sounds nice. And then you hear the melody and everything makes sense. So I wanted to go a little bit deeper. It's also wonderful to see how a guitar can be so beautiful, and there's multiple kinds of guitars. This one happens to be an electroacoustic guitar. So you can play like this, but you can also plug it with a cable. And what you do is you put the cable in there, and even though you can play, you can also plug it into a system or a speaker and give it a little bit of amplification. There's also electric guitars, so they only sound when you have a cable connected to it. And there's also just acoustic guitars, such as the one that is right here on the top. So this one right here, we can play it, and it's another kind of guitar. And this one is very much acoustic. So it's good to have options. And they all sound different. They all have different tone. Some have a bigger body than other ones. And it's really up to you when you start playing guitar. What do you decide to, how do you decide to go and play with it? And how do you feel comfortable with it? I have a little book right here that shows us a little bit about guitars. And I wanted to show it. We should show it to them, Banana Bob. I think it's a good idea. So, guitars. So I find it really cool that there's a few pictures right here of guitar. It says, pluck, pluck, strum, strum. It is time to play the guitar. It's really sweet how start from a young age as yourself. Then we go here and it goes, the guitar is a string instrument. Most guitars have 6 strings. Some guitars have 12. Each string makes a different sound. So every time I pluck, one of them has one note. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So one note, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Right? As we learned a little bit last class. But when you combine those, then you get multiple sounds such as chords. And then that starts making you feel really good because the combination of sounds harmonizes with yourself. And then you're like, oh, that sounds really cool. So that's another one. A person plucks or strums a string with his or her hand. The strings vibrates and makes a sound. So vibration, right? To understand the universe, right? Vibration, frequency, and sound. So when you plug the guitar, it creates that vibration. And how fast it goes. The faster it goes, the higher. Right? And the lower that it goes, the slower it goes, then it's really low, right? So these sounds are called notes. So we talked about notes last time. We talked about A, B, C, D, E, right? G. C, D, E, F, G. Can be lower or higher. People play guitar using their fingers. Some people use a pick. A pick is just this little thing that you use, like a little nail that you use, like that. And you use it and you grab the pick and you play with it. For example, look at this kind of guitar. See? It's like, oh wow, it doesn't have that big hole in the middle, in the center. It's electric, so you need a little amplifier. We have a big amplifier back here, but it can also be a small amplifier. Okay? And it says, there are many kinds of guitars. An electric guitar is plugged into an amplifier. This makes the guitar louder. So that's a cool thing. Another kind of guitar, acoustic guitars, such as these ones, like the ones played when they play mariachi, or when they play folklore or country. Different kind of acoustic music. People make many kinds of music with guitars. Folk, rock, right? There's also a bass. The bass is the one that sounds really low. It's also called a guitar. It's just a bass guitar, right? So usually has 4 strings. You can have 5. Pluck, pluck, struck, strum. Playing the guitar is fun. I just wanted to show you that little quick, so that way you have a little idea. And show you some notes. So we saw a little bit of the notes last time, such as this one. You'll be like, oh, what is that, right? Well, it's like the language, like the written language of music. So you put this note right here and it gets a name. In this case, this will be a B, right? This would be an A. This would be a D. And you start learning those little by little. We don't have to get too much into it, but so that you understand how music is written, how it's read. And that way, we start getting a little bit into it, so that in the future classes, you'll understand and you'll get a little bit more excited about learning and about reading and about understanding the language of music. So just a little bit of, just wanted to show you guys a little bit of notes. And yeah, it's pretty fun. Like right here, we have the keyboard, as I showed you last time. With different notes, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Right? And if I turn this around, we have 3 notes. C, E, G, to make a chord. And that's why when you have multiple people singing, or multiple guitars playing, or multiple fingers on a piano, It sounds really cool because you're combining multiple notes, such as the case when I grab the piano, a little melodica, and I do that, the three notes. One note, two notes, three notes. Stick around. Kiddos, it's time to learn a little bit about frequency. How do we interact with sound? Oscillate a little bit sound, meaning move the shape, the form, give a little different texture, change a little bit of the coloration, so that way it starts getting interesting because you apply technology into the sound, so that way you can shape it a little bit and move it a little bit. In this case, for example, I have a couple of keyboards here, and it's great to interact with them with different tools, so that way the sound is one wave, one vibration going, one frequency, and then you start shaping it a little bit to give it a little interest, to get a little bit more coloration into it, if you may. And that's what's cool about technology, my friends, and is that maybe you play an instrument and it's like, okay, sounds good, but if you want to give it a little bit more pop sound or a little bit more hip hop sound, or if you want to funk it up a little bit, that's when it gets really cool, because technology allows us to play a little bit with it. And so I'm getting a little bit more technical at this point, but my intention is to capture a little bit of your generation, of this beautiful generation that has the technology available, and to apply it in the future for your own music. So right here it's called a synthesizer. It's what we have right here in front. And it creates a very natural sound. If I just may play like just how it goes naturally. Right? But then we have a knob here of frequency, and what it is called filter. So now what's happening is it's going to analyze the wave that's coming in. So the ooh, right, is a vibration at a certain frequency, so a note ooh, that it could be represented as do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, or C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, right? That note, it's coming in here, right? And now I can start shaping its form. So creating a little of coloration and adjusting a little bit of the frequency, so that I start moving up and down from the frequencies. And I can start moving around like a little bit like a game until I find the sweet spot. Right? So it's nice to be able to mess around a little bit with frequency and have that tone go to different aspects, different modulators, different filters that will shape the sound so that it sounds a little bit different. Like, wow, it sounds like enhancing, like putting a little bit more cream to the cake. And in this occasion, that was the filter, but we can also mess a little bit with modulation, which is right. So it's nice to be able to utilize the tools for that. On top of that, we have different pedals or different accessories that we can access. For example, I'm going to show you this one. And this one, for example, it will color a little bit your tone. So it will give it a little more fatness, give it a little bit more robust, a little bit more bottom end, maybe a little bit more crisp, right? So that you have a little bit more overdrive, so it gets a little bit more crunchiness to the sound, right? So it's nice to be able to mess with these ones. And I'm sure you've seen a few guitar players that maybe press some things on the ground, and you see them pressing things with their foot. That's exactly what they're doing. They're messing a little bit with frequency. Let me put this back over here. And now we're going to use a few of those pedals and a few of those things to shape the sound as we were mentioning. This time we're going to use what is called the octaves. So C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. We're gonna use the octave. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, 8. And the octave, we can press this button right here, and now it's gonna be like. So from this to this. More highs. Right? Right? So it's so nice to be able to mess with that. And the filter, speaking of the filter, we have actually different ways of messing with it. It's also different effects: modulation, flanger, overdrive, phase, different ways of affecting the sound. Now you're truly affecting that wave. So it's nice to have that. Another one is the chorus. So the chorus is like, oh, it sounds like chorus, like a chorus is like when somebody sings and another one sings and another one, and it's like a big group of people singing, or multiple sounds at the same time. That's exactly what it is. So So it's just so that you get an idea how beautiful it is to have from this sound that we started it with just this simple. We went to all in that note, in those notes, in that scale. Do, re, mi, C, D, E, F, G. Playing with those notes, adding a little coloration, messing a little bit with it, giving a little bit different filtering, modulation. Those are terms that I know they might not ring the bell right away. But it's you guys are so smart, and you guys are in the technology of iPads and understanding different concepts on your phone, and it's time that we jump into the technology of music. And I hope this inspires you to know that, yeah, well, the piano sounds nice, but little by little you start adding more into it, so that way it can start sounding like this. You can start getting a simple sound like to right? So that's why it's important for you guys to practice your instrument. Get a little to know more your scales, your do, re, mi's, your C, D, E, understand them a little bit more. And little by little, we start getting more in details if we have the opportunity. In your local library, go to YouTube and try to find those specific things that you want to learn. Things such as, what is modulation for? Or what's frequency? How do you affect frequency? What can you use? It's awesome that you guys are here with me. We have one more segment for this class. I appreciate the time, and I'm glad, and I hope that you guys are learning a little bit from us. Stick around. Okay, kiddos, this is the third segment of the class. I'm really happy that we've been able to spend this time together, and I just feel really grateful that we have this opportunity. I just wanted to show you guys, because we were talking about harmony and how to utilize technology to enhance the sound and mess a little bit with it and be able to color and give some texture. So I just wanted to show you guys there's a couple of options here. For example, for the vocals, I show you some for the guitar, I show you some for the keyboard and the synthesizer. But in this particular case, we have this pedal right here that is for the voice. So what it does is, remember that the C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, remember? So this one, it creates a third. So it goes to C, D, E. So when you get that, and now you can do two notes at the same time. But you can only do one note at the same time with your vocals, with your voice. But this pedal, when you press it, it duplicates your voice and it gives you a harmony. We're speaking about harmony. So harmony is multiple notes together, like a chord, like C, E, G, right? So this pedal is really cool because of that. You don't have to have another person. Now, if there's 2-3 people, it's always better to jam with your friends. But if you have this pedal, you can utilize it for, to have a little bit more choices and options. So this one, for example, is cool because I could do, but if I press the pedal, so it gives you like a second voice on the top, and it's really cool. It's really cool because you can enhance the sound and really make an impact, right? So it's really cool. I really like the fact that we have this technology these days. And since you kiddos are so into it and you guys have access to it, use it for the good of mankind. Okay, so here we go. In this particular occasion, maybe we sing something fun. Like, here's a little song I wrote. You might wanna sing it note for note. Don't worry. See how when I press the pedal? Be happy. In every life we have some trouble, but when you worry, you make it double. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry, be happy. It's just to show you guys the possibilities, right? And that's what's nice about music, that it is the ultimate weapon of choice for peace and good. And yes, harmony, melody, all of those things start coming together. And that's how you perceive a song, the way you perceive it. You know, oh, that's this song, that's the Star Wars song, that's the Twinkle Twinkle song, that's any of your favorite cuts, And at this point, I just wanted to wrap it up with this kind of idea that use the pedals, use the technology, and understand a little bit of harmony, and understand that when you see it together, when you put it together, that's how music. So just wrapping up concepts on the past and the present is rhythm, like the root of the tree, accompaniment and harmony, like the body and like the main thing that sustains the tree right before it gives the fruit. And the fruit on the top, the leaves will be like the melody. It's good to have that rhythm and that percussion, that sometimes you do that rhythm when you don't have a percussionist, but you might do something like, right? Right? To keep that tempo on that. So that momentum. So that's what's nice about the guitar, that it allows you to do multiple things, be they accompaniment and harmony, and also be the melody. So you can be the leader at a certain moment, and at other moments you can back up the band and be a good support system for the music, And the last thing will be to say like it's been a pleasure, and we will continue making music. We will continue making getting more in depth into the music, and hopefully in future classes we'll be able to explore a little bit more in depth the guitar, maybe more concepts on the piano. It's wonderful to be able to work with the organizations that came together to do this. And check the libraries, check the different YouTube channels and different sponsors for this. Thank you so much, and I hope you guys learn a ton with this. Here's a little song I wrote. You might wanna sing it note for note. Don't worry, be happy. In every life we got some trouble. When you worry, you make it double. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Do 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 da 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 da. Ain't got no cash, ain't got no style, ain't got nobody to make you smile. Don't worry, be happy. Cause when you worry, your face will frown, and I will bring like everybody down. So don't worry, be happy. Do 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 do